one. Lachlan Galvin set to move on from the West Tigers at the end of season 2026. Gordy, what about this? What's your thoughts?
My first thoughts were, I feel really sorry for the Tigers, just another one of their good young players, and they don't want an offer. Is that what we're hearing, guys? Like they don't even want to sit there and hear what the Tigers have to offer.
Let's get to the club's statement today in regards to Lachlan Galvin. Despite the club having the largest contract offer for a junior in the history of the club on the table, Lachlan and his management have decided his future lies elsewhere and were not willing to review the offer. It should be noted that the club has no intention of releasing Lachlan from his contract, and he has not requested this. The club is disappointed, but we move on. I think everyone was shocked by this today. The fans are obviously disappointed. How did this all go down, Buzz? How have we got to the point where this young kid who has been given this great opportunity to the West Tigers at such a young age, the side is shining, they're playing great footy, they're on the improve, but they've lost him?
Yeah, I can give you a timeline. It's taken 4 days for this story to unfold. As early as Thursday last week, Shane Richardson, the CEO, met with Isaac Moses, the manager of Lachlan Galvin, and put to him the opportunity for Lachlan Galvin to sign the richest contract in West Tigers history.
What was the contract?
Reedy, 5-6 million?
It was 6 mil. So it was
6 million.
It was,
It was reported as 5.
No, the extension was $5 million, but there was an upgrade this year and an upgrade next year.
Wow.
So all up, it was closer to $6 million.
Close to $6 million.
So what happened then, Isaac Moses said to Shane Richardson, you're wasting your time with the offer. He will not be staying at the West Tigers at the end of 2026. He'll be at a new club. Richo then didn't take it to his board, but he rang his parents. He rang his dad on Friday and tried to get through to him just to talk it through to make sure the young fella, only 19 years of age, was certain about what his management had said. His manager not only wouldn't pick up the phone, but wouldn't return text messages. Sorry, his manager, his dad wouldn't. His dad wouldn't. Richo then knew this was very, very serious.
There's an issue.
And he slept on it over the weekend. He took it to his board this morning. The board then made a decision. Reedy, I think you've got a bit of detail on this. Let's go back to the manager once, see if this is final. Should we come in with another offer? Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah. And they were told again, you're wasting your time, basically. I mean, you say it's a shock, Braith, but I reckon we've spoken about him on this show several times, and every time we've said he will not take up the offer. He will go to November 1 because he doesn't want to be there, Gordy.
Why?
And he hasn't wanted to be there.
Why doesn't
he asked for releases last year.
This is the million-dollar question.
Well,
why does he not want to be there?
Because he doesn't think that the club can develop him to be the player he wants to be.
But he's already he's developed already.
They've developed. Hold on, Reedy.
Hey.
No, really. Can I just
me. I'm just
we're not attacking you already. We're not attacking
you.
We'll get there later.
This whole situation is a bit like Jerry Maguire when they, when they sit there just lying on the phone. $6 million for him right now. The best young kid that I've seen since I've been watching at 19 was Sonny Bill Williams. I don't think he would have even got an offer like that. I think that's an unbelievable offer for a 19-year-old kid that hasn't really reached the heights of a $6 million deal.
And I think, I feel a little bit of
sympathy. So I think they've developed him enough to offer him $6 million.
But not only that, before I come to you, Rudy, not only have they developed him, but they've built a team around him. They've given him May. They've given him Luai. They've got Taruva there. They've made sure. Luai. They've put players around him to make him blossom.
To Silver and Coruscant.
Because last year there was a concern that he didn't have the players around him. They got the wooden spoon. They're continuing on a downward spiral. He's a young kid on the rise with a heap of potential. He doesn't want to go down with a sinking ship. So they've put all these great players around him. They're on the right trajectory. His form has coincided with that, which is amazing. And then he still wants to leave. It makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, it makes sense from the perspective, Braith, that this decision was made a long time ago. It wasn't made this year.
Why was it made?
As I said, he wanted to go last year. Last year he asked for a release.
But how does it not change in 12 months with the progression?
When he asked for a release last year, he then agreed to see out his contract. So that was basically...
Well, he's still seeing out his contract. Yeah. He's not saying he won't see out his contract.
You know what I think?
Is it the coach? Because listen, I'm mates with Benji and I love what he's doing there. I admire what he's doing because he was under a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
And what he's doing is fantastic given the circumstances, right? So the only thing I can think of, if you talk about development, is that he's not happy with the coach.
Well, I think that's it's clearly that's part of it, right? I mean,
Well, what else is it if it's not the coach?
Well, I don't think it's everything, but I think it's part of it. I think maybe he doesn't see that Benji is in the same ilk as a Serraldo or a Bennett, and he's probably not at the moment.
Hold on.
But I reckon Benji's doing. I agree with you.
There's only one
I
Serraldo,
think
one
Benji's
Bennett.
doing a great job, right? I think Benji's doing a great. That's not an indictment of
Wayne
Benji.
Bennett
That's
played
his view.
on the wing.
Gordy,
I'm just saying that he doesn't tell you how to play.
I'm just telling you, this is what is going
So
through
they've got
this
to,
kid's head, as I understand
What I'm trying to say is they've got to come up
And-
with a different excuse
And
because that's the wrong one.
It's
with
all
Lachlan
fishy.
with Lachlan Galvin, he should be grateful to Benji Marshall for the way he has prepared him for an NRL career the last couple of years. Now, I looked up the record. Benji started playing as a boom boy like Galvin back in 2003. Had a guy called Tim Sheens there. And Tim Sheens was so slow with his development. First year, he played 3 games. Second year, he played 4 games. And then he won the grand final 27 games. What Benji has done is different to that. He has backed this kid from day one. He has coached him, in my opinion, beautifully, even despite the wooden spoon last year. And I think it's terribly disloyal to the West Tigers coach, a club on the climb, that this has happened.
Disloyal from Galvin.
Yeah, Galvin. And I'd like to add this about the player manager. I think it's the worst act of a player manager in my time in the game.
Really?
Reason being, well,
That's a bit hard. There's been some player managers who've been tossed out of the game for doing some things.
And he's one of them.
one has.
And he's one of them.
And just let me...
He's saying this is the worst.
No, just
I
let
reckon
me
I've seen
explain.
worst. But go on, worst,
The
go on.
kid's 19 years of age. What Isaac Moses did today or last Thursday was put a target on the back of this kid for the next 2 years. The same target that's on, let me finish, that's on Cherry Evans this year, and even a 34, 35-year-old
7-year-old
is struggling to cope with, as you can see. Just let me finish. If Galvin has 1 or 2 ordinary games with his target on the back, the punters will go after him, the fans will go after him. What they should have done, a decent manager would have said, guys, we're not ready to sign now. Let's chat again in November.
The Tigers were the ones who pushed the button on this.
But they could have said, we're not ready.
They
Let's
want
do
clarity.
November.
They want clarity, Buzz, because they've got other pieces of the puzzle that fit around Lachlan Galvin. If Lachlan Galvin goes, if Lachlan Galvin wants to stay, they would then have an issue
Do you
with
agree
Lutz.
to put the
They would
kid-
then have an
No,
issue with
I'll
Lutz in
put
front of him.
this here then.
But the kid knows the pressure of the time. I'm sure his parents know he's going to be under the microscope. Benji knows he's now going to be under the microscope, and he's still made this decision.
Okay.
So that tells me the kid's willing to wear it.
Okay, fair enough. But I'll put this to you. So I won't name names because people will think certain things, but this is just me being honest. His agent is renowned for going for the dollar.